We're going to start with the Lois B. DeFleur Award, which recognizes alumni who graduated within the last 10 years and are age 35 or under, and who are established or demonstrate potential to become future leaders. This year's award recipient is Robert Cohen, class of 12, MPA in 14, who is the director of the Emergency Operations Center here in New York City, leading program management, professional development, and response policy development. I'm sure he's been bored the last 2.5 years. In the short time since his graduation, Robert has had a tremendous career in public service. The roots of his career started in Binghamton, where he was a leader of the Harper's Ferry Volunteer Student Ambulance Service. Laura Bronstein, who's the dean of our College of Community and Public Affairs, nominated Robert but was unable to be here tonight. In her place, John Cook, Vice President for Advancement, will be saying a couple of words. John?
Thank you, Lisa. Harvey, you were right. Can't see a thing up here. Wow. Congratulations to all our winners tonight. This is a great event. It's one of my favorites that we host at Binghamton. So Dean Bronstein was so disappointed she couldn't get here. And I did talk to Robbie before the dinner. He was aware she couldn't come. So I'll do my best Dean Bronstein impression. Robert Cohen, a two-time alum of Binghamton University, demonstrates a consistent and substantial commitment to the university and the Alumni Association. Robert was an active EMT, driver, crew chief, preceptor, and agency leader for Harper's Ferry Ambulance from 2008 through 2014 during his time in Binghamton, including serving as its executive director in 2011 and 12 when he led the response to a harrowing 2011 tropical storms Irene and Lee. Since graduating with his master's in public administration from CCPA, Robert continues his involvement with Harper's Ferry, serving as a member of its board of directors and often speaking with and mentoring students at their annual agency conference and other student and alumni events. In New York, where he now lives, Robert is active with the Metro New York chapter of the Binghamton University Alumni Association. He regularly hosts students who are interested in emergency management or local government through the Liberal Arts to Careers Externships program at New York City Emergency Management, volunteers at Metro Connections Night, and participates in other Alumni Association events. Robert consistently demonstrates a commitment to the service of others through his crisis response activities. He began working at New York City Emergency Management in 2014 as an after-action report coordinator, then served as its deputy director, and now as director. In this capacity, Robert bears a significant responsibility for the welfare of the millions of people in New York City, including its COVID response. Prior to the pandemic, Robert participated in emergency responses beyond the bounds of New York City, including coordinating refueling missions for hospitals and dialysis centers, which were running on generators in Puerto Rico immediately after Hurricane Maria. This is my Dean Bronstein impression. Robbie, I'm so sorry to miss seeing and congratulating you in person this evening. You epitomize all the qualities of a distinguished young alumni, and I'm thrilled the university is acknowledging you through this prestigious award. Thank you.
Rob Cohen, or Robbie, as I knew him back in college, is one of the most genuine, caring, empathetic, and compassionate people that I have had the honor of being peer students with back in Binghamton and now coworkers with. He, especially during COVID, during the height of it in New York City, was such an advocate for all of our staff. He definitely received many phone calls from me when I was tearing my hair out, but he really cares about everyone and wants to make sure that everyone is thriving and that people have information and everything that they need, and really cares about the people around him and in giving back. And that extends to his work in Binghamton. We have a lot of alumni at New York City Emergency Management, and he is by far the champion among us, making sure that we know what's going on and really trying to help educate other students, potential emergency managers, about what the job is. So I am so thrilled that he's winning this award. I think it's very well deserved.
Robbie, come on up. I think somebody has a camera down there, but I can't see them.
Good evening, and thank you very much, John, and thank you, Dean Bronstein, as well. I have a short list. I was asked to talk for 2 minutes, and I'm going to try and come in at 2 minutes. I have a short list of people I want to thank. My parents, who have supported me literally from day one, are here, which is wonderful. Mom and Dad, thanks. If you have any leftovers and you want to give them to my dad, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. And my loving wife, Becky, who has been with me. We celebrate 5 years married this year as well, so thank you. And a number of mentors. So like Binghamton, as President Stenger mentioned, was tremendously informative for me, I would say. And it was an impactful experience, both challenging and meaningful academically and also outside the classroom as well. And a lot of my work with Harper's Ferry, there's a short number of people I want to thank as well. Dave Hubany, Joanne Fiore-Conte, Brian Rose in the MPA program, my professors Tom Sinclair, Christina Lambright, Nadia Rubai, and at New York City Emergency Management, Katie, Jake, Megan, and Calvin, who have all been influential mentors to me and are tremendous advocates and responders as well. Jake, now my boss, is a Binghamton alum himself, though I didn't know that at the time, but that's great. And I just wanted to offer a few short thoughts of what kind of they have taught me, and what, as President Stenger mentioned earlier, what Binghamton University taught me. And I think the first two would be get involved and find a way to help. And I think a lot of the work that I was really lucky to be able to do on campus and continue doing now, like that's what I try to do. And I think so many other people here, and I was reading the very impressive resumes of the other folks who are getting recognized tonight as well. Like that's what they do. They get involved and they find a way to help. And I think that that's of tremendous value. And the last piece that I would say from one of my mentors, Calvin, don't build something that falls apart when you're not there. And I think Binghamton, for me, like really taught that. Like, can you take something you've learned here and get it to stick somewhere else? Can you find a group of people that you connect with and have relationships with and learn from and at times teach as well, and at times maybe disagree with, but still get along and get the mission done? And I think that that's a tremendous benefit of my time at Binghamton for sure. So I loved my time at Binghamton, and to have this means a great deal to me. So thank you. This is wonderful and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.